Insert the shaft catch rubber into the center of aluminium plate A and carefully pull it into place. Push the pipe into the shaft catch rubber using a cloth. The end of the pipe should be seen from the bottom. Attach the diaphragm to its base by aligning the straight edges and pushing the projections on the diaphragm into the holes in the base. Attach the diaphragm and base assembly to plate A, paying careful attention to the alignment. Use 4 of the type A screws and tighten slowly. Stop screwing at the point the diaphragm begins to warp. To help make it airtight, wood glue can be applied to the gap between the plate and the diaphragm. Put a gasket into the groove on the cylinder. Align the holes in plate A with those in the cylinder and temporarily screw it down at 2 diagonal points using type B screws. Make sure the gasket is in the right place. Loosely screw in the rest of the screws. Tighten in the order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ensure that there isn't a gap between the cylinder and the plate, but do not over-tighten. Put the displacer shaft through the hole in the sponge disc. Push the shaft firmly into the shaft retainer. Insert the displacer shaft into the retaining pipe and ensure it moves freely. If necessary, adjust the position of the sponge. Insert the link rod into the diaphragm. Attach the post to the base using 4 type A screws. Fasten the link rod to the pulley in the position opposite the small projection. Use a type C screw and only screw into the depth of the thread. Put the transparent turning disc in place and add some decoration. Hold the disc in place with the disc retainer. Fasten the retainer in place with 2 type D screws in the recessed holes. Take care to hold the disc as shown without holding the pulley. Paying attention to the alignment of the link rod, turn the post over and use a Type C screw to attach the push rod to the bottom projection on the disc retainer. Again, only screw in to the depth of the thread. Put the displacer assembly in place through the shaft retaining pipe. Insert the displacer shaft into the silicon pipe on the push rod. Place the engine on a flat surface and check the travel of the displacer in the cylinder. If necessary, adjust the position of the shaft in the pipe so that at its lowest the displacer comes very close to touching the surface. Placing the engine over the edge of a table can make the final assembly easier. Put the remaining gasket into the groove on the bottom of the cylinder. Align the holes in plate B with those in the cylinder and temporarily screw it down at two diagonal points using Type B screws. Make sure the gasket is in the right place. Loosely screw in the rest of the screws. Tighten in the order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ensure there isn't a gap between the cylinder and plate, but do not over-tighten. If the engine is well adjusted, it will run on a temperature difference of 20 degrees centigrade. For this demonstration, we're using a cup of hot water. If the bottom plate is hotter than the top plate, the engine will run clockwise when viewed as shown.